How's it going, man? How you doing?
I'm doing fucking wonderful.
You sold a car today, so that's good.
Yep. One more car down. I'm sadly with my Crown Vic. I wanted to keep that some bitch, but you know, I have I had 10 cars in my name. Now I have 9.
You should have donated it. I'm sure the
Hell
ar-
no.
I'm sure the army could always use some tank targets down at Fort Benning.
They can
Uh,
do that with that fucking Hummer.
H1s, or are you talking about like the Humvees?
Let's go with H3s and H2s.
I could agree with the H3. I think the H2 is probably the best Hummer. H1s aren't comfortable. H3s look like, the bitch version of the Hummer. The H2 still got that big manly Hummer aspect to it.
Okay, I'll give you that. But they have the fake little hood lip, which is pretty stupid. But I guess it works good to lift up the engine bay. But
Yeah.
guess how much I sold it for?
Well, I mean, it's a Crown Vic, so like $5 and a pack of gum.
Come on, give me a serious answer.
Crown Vic, probably about $2,000 maybe. I don't know the
Double
year,
that.
so.
I got 4 grand for it.
Oh well, I mean, I don't know the year. Could have been like a
Oh wait,
2000
wait,
Crown
wait.
Vic.
It was a 2004. But
Oh.
I traded. I sold him the car, and then I sold him a spare set of taillights because I had the dark out taillights. So he bought
Mm-hmm.
those on. So I pretty much got $4,000 and $4,020.
Cool. You know,
Oh, it was wonderful.
are there any cars that you like would buy but you wouldn't sell?
My Galaxy.
Galaxy.
I would have to be offered 80 grand.
I think my dream car I will never ever be able to afford because I don't see myself having $1.5 million worth of disposable income, just like money I don't need or want. But it'd probably be the Lamborghini Reventon. They only made like 20 of them for sale, and then one went into a museum, and I was just like, "Oh, that thing's beautiful." It was modeled after the F-22.
Let me say this. I'm actually surprised by that. I would see you as a Lamborghini Countach driver.
No, Reventon's dude. Look up the Reventon. Look at that beautiful the lines. It reminds me of my favorite plane, the F-22. Something else I will never own because I don't think the government would trust me with one. I can't blame them. I wouldn't trust me with one because I would
Oh, that
start.
one. Oh,
Yeah, it's a beautiful car,
oh,
isn't it?
yeah. It's actually a group, a YouTube page on. Fuck, what were they called? Crap. They're actually rebuilding one of these. Goon
Oh,
Squad. Yeah, they're rebuilding a wrecked one.
I'm surprised they got their hands on them. I think they only made 20 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this guy apparently the guy fucking smashed into a wall or something.
I'd believe it because most people who buy them, don't have any clue how to drive them. They end up being like garage queens. You know what I mean?
Now, to throw back to I feel which Fast and Furious, but I have to go with what Dom said about caging up a beast like whatever car that was they had on the that skyscraper.
Yeah.
I personally hate that.
Most people who buy supercars like that, at least here, in the U.S., who don't have like stupid throwaway money. Okay. But a lot of these guys who buy them, they just put them in the garage, and like 1 or 2 days a year, they'll take them out and they'll drive them on sunny days, and then they just park them in the garage. And I'm just like, so you spent like $200,000 or $300,000 on a car just to park it in your garage and say you have it
That's
and
actually
then
kind of
drive it?
that's kind of why I like fucking what's that guy with the big freaky chin?
Jay Leno.
Jay Leno. Jinx. But yeah, Jay Leno. His chin horrifies me, but I love how he drives all of his cars.
I don't think he has that big of a chin. I think it just looks that way because he's got a lot of
It
I don't want to say
it haunts
fat.
my dreams.
I don't want to say fat. It's just I want to say he just has a big face, and I think that it just makes his chin look bigger. And it's probably also his haircut. You'd be surprised how your haircut can actually like frame or not frame your face and make you look really good or really bad. It's actually kind of interesting. You look up bad haircuts, that don't frame people's faces because everyone has a different shaped, face or head. I mean, you ever see somebody with like a really long, like goldfish face? I knew a guy
Oh
who.
God, what the fuck?
What?
It's a guy who looks like he has a fruit salad for a head.
Oh, wow. See,
What does an Asian guy with a '90s black guy do?
talking about an afro.
No, it's like a high-end type, but it's way too fucking
Oh,
high. Wait, he's got a mullet too.
you're talking about like a fade.
Sure, let's go with that.
Hmm, it's interesting. I
Jesus
mean,
Christ.
but yeah, but the thing about it is everyone has like a different shaped head. I knew a guy who had like a goldfish type head, or that or like a horse. And I always used to call him Goldfish, not because he had a short attention span, but because he had a very long, narrow face and he was really oily because he wouldn't shower. I don't know. I
This
don't know
guy's
what his
hair
personal vendetta was
is in
against
the shape
soap,
of
but it
of
was
a cover.
disgusting. He had dirt under his nails, oily face, and I'm like, dude, you need to shower. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you that, but damn.
Everyone has a limit.
Well, yeah. I mean, but he also had like no sense of like self respect, I would say, obviously. So
Yeah.
there's that too. Sad part is you can't even tell someone. Like if you work with someone, like let's say well maybe in your job, but let's say you
Yeah, the
weren't
military you can.
yeah, but
Tell it health and comfort.
if you weren't working there and you worked like say in an office like you used to, and you told someone, "Hey, bro, you stink," you get fired for that. Even HR people get fired for that because you can't do it because then people are like they hurt my feelings. It happens, man. It's crazy.
Oh, you remember, I worked for a French bank. Those fuckers don't shower.
I
One of
talk.
the one of the most horrifying experience. I'm sorry to interrupt,
Go ahead.
but you'll like the story. So I'm working on this girl's desk, and wait, hold on a second. Pause this damn thing.
No.
All right, so I'm just gonna scare this desk, and it's pretty rank down there. I mean, like picture old onion smell mixed with bad milk.
Honestly, I thought you were gonna go a different direction. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's pretty nasty down there. I'm pretty much covering my nose. I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to figure out what the fuck's the smell coming from. Eventually, I start getting the computer in order. And as I'm underneath this desk, this is a double-sided desk. So you have one person, you have the other, and you have another person on the other side.
You were getting Eiffel
Now,
Towered. Go on, go on, go on.
this is what happened. I'm just about finished. I'm running this damn wire. I'm on the end of it. All of a sudden, I hear the chair come scooching. I'm like, oh crap, my head. I look over, and I see and I smell low fucking tide. This this French girl, who basically at the French bank, rolled up in her chair, gave me a bird's eye view of her very short dress of a bush. And I just can't fucking believe that this is happening. And she just, I mean, she is fucking okay. For lack of a better term, she's manspreading.
I can't stand that phrase. I'm like, you know what? You
I
put
know,
balls
you're
between
but
your legs and try to sit there with your knees together, and people are like, oh. And the funny part about that, and I don't mean to interrupt your story, is if you ever like see a woman, she's got like her purses sitting next to her and bags and shit like that, and no one can say shit about that. But a guy sits down with nothing else and just spreads his legs, shoulder width apart, and they're like, holy shit, he's man spreading. And I'm like, fuck you,
yeah,
suck it up, eat a dick, bitch. Sorry.
spread eagle. That's the term I'm looking for. Spread eagle.
Well, that might be a
So
little excessive because I think spread eagle's like way open, like, like porn star photo shoot type spreading.
well, she had no fucking panties on, I think, because that bush was fucking thick, and I'm pretty sure that thing must have eaten her panties, or she was wearing a fucking G-string. But I remember seeing. I'm trying to finish up. I'm trying to get the fuck out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm finishing up, I'm just about to back out. She starts rubbing herself.
Hey,
She's
man.
fucking on the phone talking to a client. She's just rubbing her fucking big bush pussy, and she fucking kicks the wall right next to me. I get screamed at. I get screamed at by this girl. I'm like, what do you want me to do? She's like, why are we underneath this desk? Fixing a computer. Well, what we come to find out later on is that a lot of them open it up to put their legs inside in their bags, even though we told them not to.
Huh.
But this turned into a whole thing, and she was pretty much. Nothing happened to me because at that time I had my good boss, and he was a godsend. He was like, he didn't do anything wrong. He worked on a computer, coughed, and was coming out. Why did she break company policy and open up the in between for the computers?
So, question is, did your boss know the whole story?
I told him the brief summary of it.
So here's the bigger question. Would you have fucked her? Oh,
If she showered.
Are we talking like a normal shower, or take her past the fire department and break out a 3-inch line? Put it on spray?
3-inch not big enough. 5-inch. She needs to fucking blow that out with a fucking deck gun. I'm pretty sure there was bats in there.
I don't like bats.
That's how fucking hairy that was.
I hate bats. Probably because
Indiana Jones doesn't like snakes.
They persecuted me when I was younger. They singled me out, and I believe that it was a coordinated plot against me. The fuckers were plotting.
That was a signal to become Batman.
Fuck that. Batman's a pussy.
Next Batman.
Iron Man's the way you want to go. Billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. He says it himself. Why would you want to be Batman? He's a billionaire, somewhat of a playboy, not so much a philanthropist. But Batman, he got to fly around in like
Builds
some...
his own shit.
Yeah, but he's got to fly around in a plane. So does Iron Man. Tony Stark.
Also, remember, Batman also got like tons of training. He went out and built up his body.
Okay, but here's the thing. Iron Man built his Mark I suit in a cave. Batman had to have an entire division of his company make his bat suit and his little Batmobile and all that shit. He didn't make it himself. Tony Stark built all his own shit. Literally.
True.
Well, that got really nerdy. But hey, I love Iron Man.
Yeah.
Although, if someone asked me which would you rather, an Iron Man suit or Master Chief, ooh, I'd have to go with Chief. Chief is awesome. I like his armor, although I will say I do like his Halo 4 and Halo 5 armor the best. I know everyone's like Halo 2 is the best or Halo 1's best because it's original. Nah. He looks the most badass and the meanest in Halo 4 and 5. Granted, 5 was kind of a shit show, but better than 4. But here's something I actually thought was kind of interesting that I thought you might like to hear about. The other night, because you're talking about your buddy and his little knockoff fleshlight. The other night,
yeah,
I couldn't sleep. So I get up and I go and I turn on the TV and it's on mute and I got the computer fired up and I'm dicking around on the computer looking at stuff on YouTube and all kinds of stuff. And the TV's on mute. I think The Office was on or something like that. I don't know. It's just some random channel, just something to have going. And the show ends. And I'm not paying attention and I look up and I see this woman holding this gelatin looking thing, and it was an infomercial, words are hard, for Adam and Eve's stroker, which is a knockoff fleshlight pocket pussy. And I was like, I didn't know you could put this on TV. And I was sitting there.
World.
I was sitting there for a minute.
But
yeah, I was sitting there for a minute.
You put your pussy online because
no, it was
sexist not to.
No, it was on TV, like straight up TV.
I know.
And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I didn't know they could put pocket pussy, sales commercials, infomercials on TV, and I was oddly impressed. I'm like, look at that. Well, that was like,
world, man.
I was like, sorry, Adam and Eve, but if I'm gonna buy one of those, I'm gonna go to Fleshlight where they know what they're doing. Although I haven't dicked around on Fleshlight's website since And I know I said this before on my channel. I haven't been there since, oh shit, I don't know, somewhere in the 2000s. I don't know. It was back when being like on the Fleshlight Girls line was actually something like prestigious. Now, like, if you're a mattress actress and you have any kind of renown or notoriety in a good way, I don't know, is notoriety a good word? I'll stick with renown. If
Yeah.
you if you have any type of notoriety or renown, boom, you're a Fleshlight girl. And I'm like, back in the day, I think they had like 10 of them. I don't remember them all, but I was like, damn, what the hell? I mean, I understand why, because from a business standpoint, the more that they get, you know, the more sales that they can, in theory, make. It does cost money for them to tool the molds, but they're gonna turn that silicone into something anyway. Jeez, I said anyway twice, but hey, words are hard. I'm kind of stupid.
Or they're very hard.
But I thought that was kind of interesting that they could do that. I mean, shit. I'm like, all right. So does that mean tomorrow I'm gonna see like her holding up a dildo? Is it gonna be like a censored, it's a black bar? But trust me, ladies, what's behind this black bar will make your clit pop like a firecracker. I mean, I was just wondering, cause shit, that's crazy. I do have an interesting story since we were talking about people getting like high from surgeries.
Okay.
His entire youth, my brother was a catcher. Not that type of catcher. He was a baseball catcher. I'm not sure how much you follow baseball.
I was just
I,
thinking that.
I mean, he might have been that type. I don't know. Oh shit, no, he wasn't that type. I don't believe so. Anyway, and it fucked up his knees because catchers are always squatting down behind the batter, and
He's pitching on his knees.
well, no,
This is not going well for him.
no, but he's crazy in a weird way. He goes and he gets knee surgery done. I don't remember the part, what was going on. Now, I don't know if he recalls this, but when he comes out, he's so high. He's laying there without a t-shirt on, or any. I mean, his gown isn't on. I think he was wearing underwear or something like that. And the nurse walks in and he starts flirting with her, or trying to, in his inebriated high state. And he looks down at his nipples. He had no chest hair, just nipple hair. And he just starts sorting through it. And he finds the longest one and plucks it out. And he's like, for
Ow.
you. And he gave it to her as a gift.
Fuck?
He gave her a nipple hair as a gift, the longest one. And in his high state, he was giving her the most valuable treasure he ever had. Oh man, that was some funny, priceless shit. That made it worth going. Well, just that. Because if you could imagine the look on her face, no patient ever gave her nipple hair, I guarantee it. So, you want to hear something kind of interesting? Pornhub wants to buy Tumblr to restore it to its former porn-filled glory.
I support Pornhub and all their dirty deeds. That is a good story.
It is. I mean, I was never really a Tumblr kind of guy, but I'm not a fan of the ban that they put in place. I thought that was kind of stupid.
It is. They lost a lot of people because of that.
Oh yeah, you gotta love Pornhub and their conquest to pornify the world.
Pornhub allows you to post the funniest thing.
I never knew that Verizon owned Tumblr, but Pornhub's like, yo, we want to buy it.
That does make sense if you think about it.
Why?
Just this place where they can post everything and just probably put their own agenda out there.
Although you gotta
Doesn't like Pornhub also doesn't like Spankwire own Pornhub too? I mean, part of Pornhub.
I don't know who owns Pornhub. I mean, I think they're like a really kind of like a large conglomerate because they used to have at the top of their page like CR affiliated partners, and then you had like what was it, like RedTube or something like that. And I know there was PornMD,
I just posted something really stupid just now.
which is like a search engine
just
for
typed-
porn. I believe you did. What? I mean, you tell me you post something stupid. I'm not going to deny it. What happened?
So Usually, when you look something up, you
Mm-hmm.
want to find the grouping, and usually it's called a family. So I just looked up Pornhub family, and it was the same thing of exactly what and not at all what I expected.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you type family into Pornhub, you're going to find a bunch of hits because that's where the porn
Yeah,
industry is
redneck.
anymore. No, anymore. The porn industry is a lot of incestuous stuff. I mean, that's the fetish now, and we talked about this in the last game chat that last time we were hanging out. It, I don't understand it. I understand that where there's a demand, you get a supply. But I just kind of
Hmm.
miss the old days of porn where they were like, "Yo, hot chick fucks her boyfriend," or "So and so gets fucked." Hot.
Let's blame it on Japan, where it's
Well,
kind of common.
I'm not blaming it on anybody. I'm blaming it on the dumb fucks who watch it. They should. If you stop watching it, they'll stop making it. But the
Fair
problem
enough. I think
is,
like it was in the early 2000s where it was babysitters were the hot thing.
in the early to mid 2000s, I mean, yeah, babysitters were, but then you'd also just have. I mean, I remember a lot of videos were just like hot chick fucks boyfriend or hot chick gets fucked, and it was just that,
Also a lot of Voyager stuff.
Yeah, I mean that was good. I think the 2000s, anywhere from like uh I mean you could say 2000, but I'd say probably from like 03 ish to I think it started going downhill around 2013, 24, yeah, 2013. About those 10 years, I would say probably be the golden decade of porn in this generation. I
Yeah, I
mean,
can agree with that
I
one.
realize much older people would be like, "Yo, Ron Jeremy was rocking it." I think what in the 80s. I looked up a video to see if he was still doing his thing. There actually is a
Is he?
video. Oh, I found one of a kind of a modern Ron Jeremy. A little bit of a receding hairline and a little bit heavier than he used to be, but dude still
Yeah,
see he's still
he's
got
like
a
Hugh Hefner
dude he's
up
still
until
got a
when he died, of course.
he's Ron's still got like a third arm. Dude, I was watching and Jeremy Clarkson always makes Ron Jeremy references twice that I remember. He was talking about the suspension on a Ford GT and he's like it's as stiff as Ron Jeremy. That cracked me up. I was laughing harder at that than I probably should have been, but it was just out of left field. You don't expect someone to say car suspension is as stiff as Ron Jeremy. That was just
Yeah, that works.
it tickled me, and
Keeps it fancy.
I realize that's a bad way to describe it, but yeah, it made me laugh. I'm a little disappointed here that Top Gear, not Top Gear, the Grand Tour isn't doing like the old Top Gear format anymore. I know you don't watch the show, but they used to like talk in front of a live audience and do all that. Now it's just going to be a bunch of specials, which I grant you that the specials were like kind of like some of the best episodes where they go on like grand adventures. But
Hmm.
I'm gonna miss their hanging out and chatting and talking and all that kind of stuff and the conversation street. Some of that was pretty funny too. But
Yeah.
they're gonna things change. They did Top Gear the way they did it for what 18, 19 years, however many seasons they cranked out before Jeremy Clarkson slugged a producer because he didn't have a meal. Hey, I can't blame him, man. He was hungry. He was hungry. He wanted
I'm just
food,
best to you.
and the producer, I guess, didn't have food for him. And he's like, "Oh, you're gonna pay price you pay." PYP, man, the price you pay for not having food. Should have gave him a
I mean,
Snickers.
there's a lot of things, people.
Should have gave him a Snickers. That's what I believe. Because you're not you when you're hungry.
Thank you, advertising.
I'm not even really a fan of Snickers.
Hashtag Snickers fund me.
Yeah, I'm not even. Well,
Sponsor us.
not now. I'm just not the biggest fan of Snickers. I'm okay with Milky Ways. It's just I've never like been
I'm
like,
gonna go
oh
off top for a
yes.
second. Do I really hate right now?
Hang on. Let me guess. Wait for it.
It's Candy Wise. It's a Candy Wise.
All right, you're gonna have to narrow it down. Is it a candy bar? Is it come in like a bag, like
It's a bar.
individual? A bar?
They changed a particular bar, and something I
Uh,
used to do as a kid I can't do anymore because of that.
hang on. Let me think. Bar.
Think Asian.
Oh, fuck, I don't know Asian candies.
It's not. It's an American candy, but think Asian.
I don't know. Three Musketeers.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Dude, I
Crunch
don't.
bars with the rice inside.
Oh, I don't eat that much candy, bro.
All right, but so back in the day, the Crunch bar used to be a giant stick of chocolate, and it said Crunch across it.
Yeah,
As a kid,
yeah.
I used to eat out the letters, and that to me that was fun. I would love doing that. Now they
Okay.
changed it to where it's all separate bars, like a fucking giant version of a Hershey's bar, and it just pisses me off now. Because I can't do that.
I remember Crunch bars. I used to like to run my finger along the bottom of it and feel like the little rice pieces in there. I thought that was neat. But I know what you
And yet
mean.
you couldn't think of Asian when I said rice.
You never
You
said
well
rice.
people.
You never said rice. You just
Yeah,
said
I said
you said think Asian.
and chocolate. I mean, and candy bar. I figured
Yeah. I,
American Asian chocolate bar would give away rice.
I don't see I mean, I see the connection now, but I don't see how I would see the connection there. If you would have said think candy bar with like letters, because I'm thinking candy bar, so I'm thinking candy bars like filled with like, like nougat or caramel or something like that, and I'm like, oh well, hang on, and I'm like, I don't know what Asians eat, other than I know they eat rice and chicken. I'm not sure what else. I think they eat what, squid, octopus. I don't know. You're the one who lived in Japan.
Whales.
I wonder if Verizon's actually going to sell that to Pornhub.
Questionable. They might do half and half.
No, I guarantee Verizon's the one that instituted the ban. They're not going to go half and half. I mean, if Verizon instituted the ban, they're not going to sell it to Pornhub, so Pornhub can reinstate it. Either Pornhub would buy it outright or they just wouldn't buy it at all.
All right, fair enough.